Hello, my wonderful people. How are you doing? Happy New Year to you. I hope you're well. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rose. In case this is the first time you're coming across this channel, please also consider subscribing and feel welcome. Feel at home. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for always returning to view my videos. So we are currently on the road to 1000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, or you know someone who has not subscribed, please consider doing so. So it's a new year, 2024, and a lot is back to normal. Like kids are back to school, people are back to work, like things are just back to normal. If you had traveled, most of the people have returned to their places. It's been a good start for me, because just being alive, it's a blessing on its own. Yeah, so being a new year, there are so many things that everyone wants to do. Like from the beginning of the year, maybe there are things that you want to do. There you have new year resolutions, as an individual or as a company, as a family. There are so many things that you might be having or be wanting to do. And for the last year, there are so many things that happened. We learned a lot. I personally learned a lot, and I will be sharing with you what last year taught me. So my last year taught me a lot, and I hope you learned a lot as well. And I will request that you share what you learned last year in the comment section below, so that you can see if you really learned something. So as for me, there are so many things I learned, and the very first thing I learned is to be grateful. In fact, that is one thing I learned. Like, be grateful to God, right? To God, not just to anyone, like to God. That is the very, very first thing I learned last year. Reason being, like, do you know how many people wanted to make it to 2024? Do you know how many people had plans for 2024 but didn't make it to this year? For example, I had a friend who passed away last year. He was shot, and I believe he had plans. He was a young man, like just a young man who had a lot of plans for the future, but he didn't make it to this year. So one thing I have learned is to be grateful for the gift of life, for the gift of good health, for the gift of our family, for the gift of neighbors, for the gift of food, shelter, and clothing. In fact, for giving me a job. Like everything, every single thing. I've just come to realize that we take so many things for granted. In fact, do you know, sometimes we just wake up and you're like, you don't even remember to say thank you God for this day. It's a new day, thank you very much. It's like we just assume that's supposed to be normal. Waking up is normal. That's why we even set up alarms, and your alarm wakes you up and you're like, that's normal. Like, it's not in your mind that all this is God's doing. So my very first lesson that I learned is last year is to be grateful to God. And that I carry that forward to this year, that I want to be grateful to God, and for everything that happens to my life, I want to be grateful for that, because it's not just by the way, it's not just I'm not taking it for granted. Last year, I'm saying last year because I lost that close friend, right? I have a friend who lost a friend. Like a lot has happened. So I've been watching news. I have been watching and listening to people's stories here on YouTube, and people are suffering. In short, people are suffering. So that is one reason why I am grateful to God for. So another thing I learned last year Okay, another thing I learned last year was to love yourself. Always love yourself. All right, love yourself. Once you love yourself, you're going to find love from other people. Like, not like that kind of love that we want to be loved by the opposite gender. No, like you find love around through from your neighbors. Like, once you love yourself, once you start taking care of yourself, a lot of things start happening. Good things start happening. In fact, it's like it opens up your eyes and you start seeing good in so many things. You start seeing good in other people. So loving yourself, take yourself on a date, dress up well for yourself, dress up nicely for yourself, take yourself out on a date, go for movies, just things that will make you feel good and things that will make you feel like you are appreciating yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one doing all the work. Like, you're the one looking for that money, you're the one washing clothes, for example, you're the one doing things. So love yourself, give that love back to yourself. That is one very important lesson I learned, and that I'm going to carry forward to this year. It's a continuous line. Another thing I learned is about I've talked about Thanksgiving. The other thing I learned is it's good to learn new skills. Like, yeah. So like, for example, if I give you an example, last year I opened this YouTube channel. It's when I opened this channel in the month of October. That's when I opened this channel, and I have learned new skills like editing, how to do things, how to make videos. I might not be very perfect, but I know with time I'm going to be better, because I'm working towards being better, improving on my video quality, on my editing, all that. So other than the skills I learned for making a YouTube and all that, there are other skills that I learned. That is when it comes to my profession, and it is very important, and I hope and I know I'm going to continue doing all that this year. You can learn actually so many things. It's not just opening a YouTube channel. It's not just editing. There are so many things, like new skills. You can learn how to do things. If you have always wanted to know how to make, let's say, like maths, what are you waiting for? The time is now. Start it now. You can learn new recipes. Like, there are so many recipes on YouTube that you can use to learn how to cook, maybe something to improve on your cooking skills. There are so many things you can learn. So it's always good to always learn a new skill every time you get an opportunity. Reason being, we are not always stuck. We will not forever be stuck where we are. Yeah. For example, where I'm working today, I know in few years to come, I might not be the same place I am now. And with the skills that I will have learned now, like in my young me, those are the skills I'll be using in the future. So it's very, very important to learn new skills every time you get an opportunity. So for this year, other than what I have mentioned, like, I will continue being grateful, and I want to be close to God, because where could I be without God? Nowhere. So I want to be so close to God. I want to learn new skills, right? I want to continue loving myself more and more and more. Whenever I get an opportunity to do something nice for myself, let me tell you, sis, bro, I'm not thinking twice about that. I'm also intending to do more saving, because in fact, I'm going to start saving for this December 2024 now, because I realized people, not, in fact, I'm not talking about people, me, every December you must spend. And if you had not planned for it, you're going to overspend. So I want to do more saving. In fact, I'm going to buy a home bank. I'm going to buy a home bank where I can just put coins, notes. So I want to do more savings. I also want to keep fit. If you have not watched my weight loss video here, I have done that, and I will add the link in the comment. So there is a video I did when I was losing weight, and actually that helped me a lot. I was dieting things, and it really worked. So the thing I have to do is to maintain and to keep fit. So I intend to continue working out just to be fit. Oops, my phone went off. So lastly, one thing I want to do this year is to become a better person for myself, for my family, for my neighbors, for my workmates. Like, just be a better person. Be that person who you can talk to. I'm not saying you cannot talk to me. I'm saying I use the word better because I'm good, so I want to be better, and with time I'm going to be the best. But anyway, I intend to be a better person and better myself every day, in everything I do, in the way I interact with people, in just the way I do things, just the way I behave, that's just the way I think, just to be a better person. And I hope, oh help me God. Yes, so this year, those are the things I thought about. Those are my very first things I intend to do or to prioritize. Not that I don't have other things or other New Year resolutions. I do have, but those are the very first ones. The rest with time, but for now, those are my that's what the last year taught me, and that is those are my New Year resolutions. So please share if we have any resolution in common, or anything you learned last year as well that is similar to mine, or even if they're just different, share what you have and what you think about this whole video. Yes, right. So yes guys, so thank you for watching this video till the end. I really appreciate. Thank you for sticking around, and let me remind you to please subscribe again, subscribe if you haven't, and give this video a thumbs up. If you've not liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share with your friends as well. Yeah, so until next time, we say bye bye.